guys, how have you been? It's been a long time and I hope that you're doing awesome. Myself, I'm doing okay. I can't complain. I thank God. Sam is back and he should expect more from me this time. But then, I'd like to hear from your side. What would you like me to upload? Write me on the comments. So this video we are going to revise 2023 Kcse English Paper 1. I'll measure with all the questions but one area, that is the close test, which I believe you can do better on your own. And there is a change in the examination trend, which you are going to see as we move from one question to the other. So let's begin. Question 1, functional writing, which was a journal, and most of the people did not expect that. For the 2024 candidates, you should be ready for anything. I'm going to read it again. Imagine that at the beginning of the year, you made a resolution to maintain a personal journal of the most memorable occurrences. The most significant occurrence of the year were your birthday, a cousin's wedding, a visit to your school by His Excellency the President, and your participation in marathon to raise funds for children with heart ailments. Present the entries for the 4 occurrences. And yes, we are going to write a personal journal, and this is a private document that you keep. And in the document, you normally record the events that happened in your life together with maybe the resolution or the feeling that the event gave you. Word on that, a good personal journal has to follow a logical order. And this is what I mean. You see, my dates are here. I'm going to explain about the dates, but they are following a logical order. We begin from the event that took place first to the most recent event. So that is what we have in here. Let me explain the format of a journal, but I have a detailed video on personal journals. So if you'd want to check it, click the first link in the description. And this is the format. It has a date. Each entry must have a date, and the date has to be complete. It's a full date. This is what I mean. It has a day, the date, the month, and the year. For you to get a complete mark, you should have this format and not the other date with the hyphens and the dashes. Each entry, you must consider 3 things or 2 things. 1, what happened? That is the action or the event that took place. And then from that event, how did you feel? The feeling, happy, sad, confused, etc. Or if it's not the feeling, it can be the resolution. What did you decide to do? Okay, let's go to the first 2 questions, and we have like 4 occurrences. The first one is going to be your birthday, so I'm assuming it's me, my birthday, cousin's wedding, visits to the school by His Excellency the President, and participation in marathon to raise funds for children with heart ailments. So let's begin with the first one. Have a look at this one. It's a bit longer, but yours doesn't have to be that long. Let me read it to explain more about it. What a perplexing day it was. Everyone did not have time for me today. They all seemed to be occupied in their own businesses. I tried to talk to my cousin, who is my best friend, but he only responded nonchalantly. So I decided to go for a walk because nobody seemed to care. There was no one home when I got back. All the lights were switched off and the silence was ominous. I tried to call everyone by their names unsuccessfully. I had to rush to the dining hall to access our telephone in order to find out what the heck was going on. On opening the door, the lights went on. Then I heard loud shouts, "Happy birthday, baby girl!" I was both elated and confused. All my friends, my family members, and cronies were there to help me celebrate my birthday. The room was decorated so well, a big birthday cake and gifts for me. I received a plane ticket to Dubai from my dad. I felt loved and appreciated. Can't wait to board a plane for the first time in my life. Here we have the event in that case, and then we have the feeling. This person, myself, I felt loved and appreciated from those actions of my family members. The what now? Second entry. That entry about a visit by His Excellency. The last one, which is participation in marathon. That is question 3A, and we talked about the change in the examination trend. We were so accustomed, question 3A, maybe we were expecting it could be a poem or a narrative, but none of that was it. Instead, what was said was actually a speech. And let me read this speech. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this session. Today I'm going to talk about the science of success. In order to become successful, the one thing we need above all else is self-discipline. How little attention most of us give that great subject. I want to tell you something. I want to suggest to you in the beginning of this talk that in order to make the greatest use of self-discipline, you've got to have a system to go by. You've got to have a plan. You've got to keep your mind occupied at all times with all the things and all the circumstances and all the desires of your choice, and strictly of the things you don't want. Yes, self-discipline, its highest order. Keep your mind fixed on the things you do want in life and off the things you don't want. First question. Identify 2 elements that show this text is a speech. So, let me talk about the features of a good speech. And a good speech, we have acknowledgement of the audience. The audience should be recognized by the speaker, and it has a conversational tone. The first person pronoun I and the second person pronoun you, the speaker and the listener. It also employs the use of repetition to create actually emphasis, and the use of humor or anecdotes to capture the attention of the audience. Those are some of the features of a good speech. I'm going to try and tell which ones are evident in this speech. Number 1, we have the conversational tone. It's here, conversational tone. If you go to the second paragraph, I want to tell you something. So I want to tell you. So I am talking to you. Number 2, we have acknowledgement of the audience, which you can also call direct address. And the audience is acknowledged by the speaker. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this session. Question 2. What is achieved by the use of commas in the text? So I'd like to relate the comma with a pregnant pause. The number 1 thing to capture the attention of the audience. They expect something after the silence. Number 2, it gives the speaker a moment to breathe, which is very crucial. We have some other functions of the commas, and could you please let me know on the comment if you have any other function. And lastly, describe how you deliver the last sentence effectively. And what is this last sentence? It's here. Here is self-discipline in its highest order. Keep your mind fixed on the things you do want in life and of the things you don't want. There are several things that you can do here, but I'm going to begin with the simple one. It's the intonation that you are using. It's not a rising one. So you're going to use the falling intonation to show finality. I would use a falling intonation to show finality. There is another thing that you can do. Here, self-discipline in its highest order. At that point, you can maybe pause, and maybe there are some words that you'd stress. There's so many things that we can do here. Another question: if you're going to stress the words, some words in this line, which words are you going to stress? If you're going to use maybe a gesture, which gesture are you going to use? Write me on the comments. For question E, F and G, we are going to be a bit practical. We just have to do whatever we normally do on a daily basis because the questions require us to apply the knowledge we learn in class to do these things. Number E, imagine you are listening to oral instructions. What 2 things would you do to ensure you get everything clearly? It's you who has been asked this question, so you're going to respond as you. I would do this and this. I would do this and this. Don't just write the answer anyhowly. If it's you, I would do this and this. What 2 things would you do to ensure you get everything clearly? Now I'm the one who's listening to you now. You're giving me some certain instructions, and the number 1 thing that I'm going to do, I'd keenly and attentively listen. I would note down main points for future reference. Yeah, in case I forget, I can go back to my notebook and check this and this and this. The other one, okay, they have asked for 2, but I'm going to give you 4. I'd ask a question or questions to seek clarification. Yeah, if I did not get something clearly, I can ask to clarify that. And then the other one, am I gonna look away, down, or something? No. What I'll have to do in this case, I would maintain meaningful eye contact with the speaker. F, you're among the audience in an oral narrative performance. Write 2 things that you would do to encourage the narrator to continue. It's a very interesting question. Assuming someone is narrating there, and actually I'm here because I'm the one who has been asked, and you're narrating. Actually an audience. What will I do to encourage you? And this one takes us to the verbal and actually the non-verbal cues. Number 1, I would use appropriate gestures. Yeah, I'm enjoying your story. Yeah, I'm going to nod in agreement. Sometimes I'm going to nod in disagreement if it requires me to do that. But 2, I would use appropriate facial expressions. For example, a smile. If the story is funny and maybe it's scary, I can put a scary facial expression, or maybe I can frown I would maintain meaningful eye contact with the narrator or the speaker. Okay, because if I look away, I look down, it means that the story is boring. But if I want to encourage the person that, yeah, you have to maintain that meaningful eye contact. The principal has sent you to call a student from a class. You find a teacher in the class. How would you go about delivering the message? How would you go about delivering that message? I'm the one who has been sent by the principal now, save me, and I'm going to the Form 4 class. Let us do this together, really. So my door is here. What am I gonna do? The first thing, I would knock the door audibly. Don't bang the door. And then what happens? Do I just knock and enter? No. The second thing, I would wait to be welcomed in. Now I'm inside and the principal is, the teacher is there. What am I gonna do? What do you do? Excuse me, teacher. So I would excuse myself. After that, I would deliver the message. Excuse me, teacher. I have been sent by the principal to call a student of the name of Miriam or maybe Liam, etc. You can use a name of your liking. Correct. Now we have 4 marks. We are left with 2. Where are we gonna get the 2? I'll say thank you. Last one. The door was closed. So are you gonna leave it open? No. So the last one, I'll close the door. I would close the door. Organize the following words in groups, in 2 groups according to the pronunciation of letter S. Sure, advise, vision, sugar, usual, pleasant. I found 3 groups anyway, because we have the sound, the letter S, and it has different pronunciation. For the S, we can have the Z, can be Z, can be J for pleasure, measure, etc. Or it can be the Sh for the shop, for the sugar, for the I can think of another one. For the Z, we have advise, pleasant, okay? And then for the J, we call usual, vision. And then we have the sugar, sh, and the sure. Yes, your teacher has asked you to practice introducing yourself and others. Roman 1, state 3 appropriate body language strategies that you may use during the activity. So it's the non-verbal cues. 1, smiling. It's very healthy to smile as you introduce yourself. Don't frown. I would maintain meaningful eye contact. We have the gesture of respect for men and women, bowing for men and the curtsying for the ladies. So I would bow or curtsy to show respect. Placing your hand on the chest as you introduce yourself. My name is Semi, and you give your introduction. Roman 2. There are 2 different expressions you may use to introduce yourself. Write down the 2 of them. Good evening. My name is Semi. That's one. So my name is R2. Good afternoon. I'm Semi. The last question. I really am exhausted. In each of the following sentences, underline the stressed part of the word in bold. It's a big topic, and you really need to read and understand the rules of stress. I don't have a video on this yet, but maybe soon I'll work on it. Number one, no doubt this is child abuse. Going to stress the second syllable. It has a and abuse. My pen is not writing. You're going to stress abuse. And what is the reason? You have for the words with a long vowel sound. So in that case, we are going to stress the syllable with the long vowel sound. And this is ooze, ooze. It has the long oo. This one here. Oh, my pen. This one. So every word that has a vowel which is long, you're going to stress the syllable that has that long vowel sound. Do you think you will manage men in age? Anytime you come across the word manage, you just know you're supposed to stress the first syllable for the word manage. And if you have the reason, you could actually give us on the comments. Why do we stress men and not age? Number 3, which is our last one. Tribalism is an enemy of progress. Tribe, al, and ism. So for a syllable, we are going to stress the first syllable, tribe. Why? Words with a diphthong, because it is a diphthong. We stress the syllable with the diphthong. Tribalism. So tribe is our answer. So guys, it has been a very long session. I hope you actually have understood everything. If you have any question, you can reach me on the comments. Thank you so much for being part of this.